to survive. Alright, let's see if I can find a chill-ish kind of music instead. Ah! No. No ads, please, and thank you. Let's... Yeah. Okay, there's... let's just... Yeah, that sounds right. Hopefully. Alright. So, I'm just gonna have the music in the background as I read. So, I will look at chat, don't worry. I won't just focus on reading. I will try my best to respond to chat and just chill and hang out, I guess. I mean, y'all can choose which backstory you want to start on. Except for this one, because there's nowhere to go after that. I'm still working on this. I've been working on this thing for like a whole year. So it's a little cringy at the start, I admit. I very much admit that. Some of it does have slight triggering subjects. I won't say I will just skip past them, but I will give a slight warning because this one has triggering subject, and that's so for now this is the only one because I haven't gotten to the other ones yet. I have a lot of characters for My Hero Academia, and this isn't even half of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is only 7 characters, and I have like over 20 of them. So I have a lot to do. I mean, it'll be pretty obvious to know which characters are mine. I hope, unless you don't watch the show. But yeah, these are just my made-up stories, and then me inserting them into the lives of My Hero Academia anime specifically, because I don't have enough money to like buy any of the mangas. Otherwise, I would 100% read the mangas instead. I mean, the mangas are what got me started in the first place, but I'm just rambling at this point. So for now, I'll just start with Serene, and I will pronounce all of the names before I actually start to read them. Because, I mean, to be fair, most of them say their name at the beginning, but this one does not. I don't know why I decided to make it different, but yeah, I did that. This one says the name. This one doesn't say her full name, but it still has her name. This one I need to change because Well, I don't. I can't change this, but I need to change her name here and any other place that is before. That's before like. Before, like, here. Oh my goodness, I just realized. Okay, okay, no, we can't be doing that. We gotta have the spelling consistent. Oh my goodness, no. Oh my goodness, no. How did I miss that? Oh, hello. Why did you get small? Why are you small? What happened? What? Excuse you. Why are you small? Why are you small? You should not be small. Why did you get small? Let me just reload. Nope, it's still small. Pardon? Why are you small? Why are you small? Why are you, what happened? Why are you small? Why did you get smaller? That's not what I want. Um, um, why did you get small? Hello? No. View. Full screen. Go back. No. No. Why, what? Why did, what, why did you get small? Why did you get small? What the fudge? I don't know what happened. Like, okay, well, okay, yeah, I'll just. If there's a backstory you want me to start with, go ahead and put it in the chat, and I will go to that. But if I don't see one in like the next minute or so, I will just start reading from the beginning. And if y'all just want to do the backstories, and then go back, I don't know. I'm just stalling. I'm just waiting for like someone to put a backstory. Hello.
A lot to do. Can you only Twitch from there?
What?
Can you only Twitch from here?
No, but it's the only thing that has what I'm doing right now.
I know that. I just didn't know if you could Twitch.
Yeah, I can. I could if I wanted to.
Okay, because I thought that might be fun for people to hear.
Deep Rock Galactic? I don't. Wait, like all of us playing?
What?
Like all of us playing?
Asking. I think it'd be more fun for people.
Yeah, that's something that I can do. I streamed Titanfall on the Xbox a while back. Although that was by myself. Okay, well, since it's been like a minute and I haven't seen anyone suggest a backstory, I'm just gonna start reading. Alright. Whatever you do, please don't judge me for my writing in like these first 2 quote-unquote chapters. I want to redo it really bad, but that would take so long. I mean, the main part I want to redo is her second chapter because I made her stutter way too much, and I hate it. So anyway, okay, I'm just gonna go before I get more awkward. All right. Serene Lithin grew up in a gang called the Originals. She never knew her real parents. She was kidnapped at a young age. Her brother Jason always made sure she did what they wanted by keeping her out of the way and teaching her how to be the leader. Serene, however, never liked the idea of hurting people but never fought back because she was afraid of what they could do to her. Years later, when she was 7, she found out they kidnapped a girl from the family they were after. She went and visited her whenever the gang was out stealing or killing people. She, however, got caught one time and was locked in her room for a week. She was sitting in her room during that week when she heard screaming, loud bangs, and gunshots. Her plan needed this type of distractions, so she took this opportunity to free the girl whose name she found out was Moonlight. When she got to the girl's room, she saw the door was broken down and on the floor. She entered the room, calling out the girl's name gently, then noticed the scratches, burns, and holes in the walls. Serene soon ran out of the room to where all the ruckus was happening and saw a wolf standing over her brother's body and froze. As the wolf slid its teeth into the skin of his neck slowly, making him scream in pain. As the wolf bit into his neck, the others of the group all ran. Then finally, the wolf fully bit completely into his neck and tore out his throat. Blood splattering on the walls and partly on Serene herself, which brought her back to reality. Serene's quirk is an owl, and as she stepped back to run, her talons scraped at the floor, attracting the wolf's attention. As it turned toward her, she started to panic, not knowing what to do as the wolf started charging to her. Serene flew up just in time before the wolf got to her, her terrified ink-black eyes staring down at the wolf. Suddenly, the wolf stopped growling and ran out the back door, leaving Serene in shock as she landed back down, her talons making a quiet click as they touched the concrete floor. She ran over to Jason's bleeding out body, wrapping his neck tight but not enough to cut off oxygen, then left. And she dialed 911, telling them vaguely what happened to not make them think she was there. Once they said they were on her way, she hung up and ran. She wasn't so sure for how long, but all she knew was that it was a few days. She had to steal food to survive for a while, and she was able to sneak onto a plane using her quirk to her advantage. And when she got off, she found out she was in Rio. Serene looked around and found a place to hide out for a while. It was a small dark alley. She had been there a few days, and then she heard a fight going on nearby. She hid deeper into the alleyway as someone landed in front of her, facing the other way. As they took off what seemed like a helmet, their long hair went down to their waist. Serene tried to move further and made a noise. The person quickly moved to put the helmet back on, as what seemed like jewels started to glow blue. Serene had quickly spoke. "Wait, don't hurt me. I'm just trying to survive." The person stopped at the sound of Serene's young voice. She almost shook in fear. The person came closer and spoke gently. "I won't hurt you. Why are you out here trying to survive? Did you run away?" Serene looked up at them, trying to find an honest response. She instead chose to stay silent, not answering the person's question. They spoke again. "Here, I'll take you to my house and give you some food and something to drink. And if you're comfortable enough, you can tell me what happened." Serene nods, accepting their offer, after which the jewel started glowing once again, but instead of purple color. And they both get teleported to a house. Serene looks around the room as the person goes, changes out of their hero suit, and then comes out and starts to make the food. Serene finally decided to speak again now that she wasn't shaking in fear. "I didn't exactly run away, just something happened and I had to leave. I guess I just wasn't in a very good home situation." The person nodded and soon came out with the food. "Here, I made you some soup so you get both liquid and food. So, how old are you?" the person asked after handing Serene the food. Serene took a few bites before responding. "I'm 7. The person's eyes widened, then softened as they spoke. "I'm Roxy. You can stay with me and my husband for a while if you want. Or you can stay until you find your parents. I don't know my parents." Roxy wasn't sure how to respond to this, so she hugged Serene, who seemed to be tearing up, ready to cry. They stayed like this for a bit until I heard the door opening, revealing a man. Serena at the moment was scared, not knowing who this man was, but Roxy's calm features calmed her down. Roxy spoke to the man. "Hey, honey, how was work?" "It was the same as usual, sweetheart." The man responded in a soft voice, and soon noticed Serene. The man spoke, his voice having a confused tone. "Who is that?" Roxy smiled at Serene to prompt her to speak. "I'm Serene. Roxy found me in an alleyway." "Why were you in an alleyway?" It seemed like things in the room went tense, and Serene looked down at the bowl of soup in her hands. Roxy spoke up, breaking the silence. "She hasn't told me yet. All I know is that she doesn't have parents." "Oh, and Serene, this is my husband, Knight." Knight waves at Serene with a soft, gentle smile. Skip a few days later, Serene still hasn't told them their story. Serene has finally started school and officially became Knight and Roxy's kid. They all got along and felt like an actual family. Roxy had taken a little break from being a pro hero to make sure Serene was okay every day. "Mom, when Knight gets home, I think I'm ready to tell you guys what happened." Roxy smiles at Serene, happy to hear her say this. They played a few games to pass the time till Knight got home. Serene goes and hugs him, and then he sits down at the table. Serene smiles and sits with him. Roxy finishes making the food and then set it on the table as she spoke. "Eat up, something big is going to happen soon." Knight, confused by the statement, says, "What do you mean, hun?" Serene smiles and replies, "I'm ready." This simple, small statement made Knight drop his fork on his plate. Serene took a few bites of the food, trying not to laugh at Knight's shocked expression. Roxy can't help but let out a little giggle. After they ate, they went to the living room to sit on the couch. Serene's sitting separately in a single-person chair, ready to speak. Goodness. To make this short, I'll just tell you what happened to have me end up in the alley. I was in my room and something was going on outside. I left my room to inspect what was happening, and my brother was pinned to the floor by a wolf. The wolf killed my brother, as far as I know, and him being the only person that could take care of me, I knew I had to leave. I did that, and I called the police and snuck around for a while. Eventually got myself onto a plane, and a few more days later, I was in the alley where you found me. Roxy and Knight look at Serene with sympathy and go hug her. She lets out a light laugh. "It's okay now. I have you guys with me." They smile at her, then they collectively agree it's time for bed. The next morning, the day went as normal. I'm gonna go get like my water bottle really quick because I don't want to keep coughing in the middle of like speaking. If you have a backstory to suggest, put it in the chat while I'm away, and then I can get to that in a minute.
My baby girl is high. My baby girl is high.
I'm not high, Mom.
I knew I was dropping these all last night.
Your raisins?
Yeah.
Yes, I found one on your seat.
I ate one. 2 now. Oh, why is this so good to sit this direction?
How did it go today? Where are you going? I have a water bottle, so I don't keep coughing. How did it go tonight? Did you sing?
Very tiring. I wanted to leave.
I'm sorry.
The freaking overtime.
Next Friday, I'm gonna go with you and watch the basketball game.
I don't know if I was singing that.
Madrigals and Falconettes are singing next Friday. Madrigals only are singing Tuesday.
What?
That's the dates you told me.
Tuesday. I didn't know there was a game on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I knew the dates, but I didn't
know the days.
I didn't know the dates.
The 10th? The 10th is Tuesday. Tuesday is what?
Tuesday.
January 10th.
Oh.
What is it?
Hi.
Hi.
Anyway, back to my streams.
Yeah, sorry. Go back to your crowd, your fans. I'm taking these out, can I?
No, you're not allowed to take out your earrings.
Okay, you made these, right?
Yes.
Where'd you get the hooks?
I found them.
Okay. Just random hooks lying around our house?
Our old house, yeah.
Okay.
They haven't affected you, right?
No.
Okay, good. Don't make me panic.
No. I've had other earrings actually itch in my holes, but those.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, I literally just. Because I think that was like while I was cleaning the bathroom, and so I was like going through the jewelry bag, and I was like, huh. There's 2 free hooks here, and I have these bells. Cool! Earrings. Put it back in the bag and left it there.
Can I sit with you?
You may. You just. I don't know what you're doing.
Meow? What?
No.
Moose?
I don't want that.
What?
What?
What? What?
Oh.
Why?
Oh, you're looking at stupid
Okay.
tabs you need?
Go off. Okay. If you have a suggestion on which backstory you want me to read, go ahead and say it. Goose. That's not a backstory that I have. I just read Serene. I have Vivian, Aurelana, Polly, Claire, and Nikki. I don't want to do Ella's because that one's. Oh yeah, Serene's. Yeah, that was cringy. Because that was the first one I wrote, and that was like the start of freshman year. So they get better, but they get shorter at the same time, which I don't know why that makes any sense. No, I don't have a Braille option. Why would I have a Braille option? That's why I am reading them out loud.
For a dough tag. I can head up to 5. I don't want to process 5 deer. But. Yeah.
Okay, the first helping of the sweet potatoes, I was like, nah, I don't understand. Good, but meh. The second helping, I was like, oh, there it is.
What did you eat first?
What?
Did you have the sweet potatoes right off the bat?
Listen,
No,
anyway.
Oh yeah, because if you had yours,
do
I thought it was really, really good.
Even if I had mine.
Do the trigger one. Do the triggering one.
Salad.
Okay, which is this one?
Sweet.
Vivian's backstory.
So you had that first.
Yep, I did.
All
I
right.
didn't have the other one.
No promises that this will be any better than the last chapter backstory thing. But yeah. And no, I'm absolutely not going to be like anywhere. I'm not doing their voices. I'm just going to be reading. Because I don't do too much. Anyway, Vivian Rain grew up most of her life without a father, but she didn't really care. She loved just living with her mom, Bella Rain. She's currently 6 years old and playing at the park with her friends. Moon, have you found out your quirk yet? Vivian is always a bouncing ball of energy and loves her friends. No, not yet, Moonlight said pretty quietly. Vivian's friend Moonlight was almost the complete opposite of her. Quiet, calm, and almost always tired. I bet you're just quirkless like stupid Deku over here, and you're just trying to make yourself seem cool. Bakugo, stop being so mean. Your quirk isn't that impressive. I'm not doing the voices. Bakugo growled at Vivian because of her comment. It's better than yours. There's only one way to find out now, isn't there? Bakugo smirked and started to run at Vivian, who just stepped out of the way. Hey, you're supposed to fight. I am, Vivian said with a smile. Bakugo kept going and going and was starting to get tired and out of breath. Vivian was waiting for his next move, which came faster than before. She barely dodged, but tripped over her large white feathered wings. She landed on her back and sat up, rubbing the back of her head. Ha! I won. No, you didn't. You didn't even land a hit. Kachan, she's right. You're overworked and tired. She would have won by default because you were too tired to fight. Shut up, stupid Deku.
No, I tried to.
Vivian noticed a boy not too far away, just walking with his mother. She got up and went over. Hello, I'm Vivian. Want to hang out with me and some friends? If you'll let him, miss. The boy, surprised by how polite Vivian is, nods, wanting to talk to her more. Yes, he can play with you guys. I don't mind at all. Vivian gave the boy a soft, gentle smile and held her hand out to him. He gave a small smile back and put his hand in hers, and she brought him over to the group. I'm Todoroki. Shoto Todoroki. I'm Izuku Midoriya. The group introduced themselves, and they were playing tag when they noticed Moon was gone. They all went to their mothers and told them. They all quickly searched the whole park before calling the police. I'm sure they'll find her. Don't worry, sweetie. What if they don't find her? What if I never see my best friend again? Vivian said, with tears going down her face and falling to the ground.
I didn't even know they made art characters.
Skip a year later. Stop. We're not going west. We're not. You didn't even spell treacherous right. Anyway. Skip a year later, they still had no news of Moon's whereabouts. Vivian was in school when she noticed a wolf outside the class window. It looks like it has blood on it, she thought to herself. She watched as it ran away, wondering why a wolf was in a big city. Vivian got home and noticed someone with her mom on the couch talking. Yes, I have betrayed you. Who's that? Bella looked at Vivian and smiled, saying, "This is your father." Vivian was taken aback by the answer, as she was not ever expecting to hear that. My father? Vivian smiled and went over to hug him, only for him to just shake her hand. Bella wasn't always home when Vivian was, so that meant she normally spent time alone, but now since her father was there, she wasn't alone. Yes, I know who you is, but I'm not going to say your name. I could already tell because of the order my thingy says people have followed.
Because of where the fireplace is and the railing.
Vivian got home that day, excited to spend time with her dad. Hey, Dad, can we go? Why is that a question mark?
At least I think so.
Anyway, can we go? No. You need to trade.
I know.
Trade for what? Being a hero. Come on, I'll take you to this perfect spot. Vivian nodded, and he picked her up harshly, taking her to an open field. Can you be Vivian said as he pushed her slightly down to the ground. Shut up, weakling. Now fly. I can't yet. Fly. Now. Vivian flutters her wings just a little bit and tries to make the wings lift her. Flap harder.
Lose access to one side, but I don't care.
Vivian moves her wings slower, but harder to try and even out the strength and pace. She still couldn't get herself off of the ground, which made her father angry. He grabbed her by the neck and held her up in the air. She stopped her wings from flapping due to being choked. Keep flapping and maybe you will fly like you're supposed to. He dropped her as soon as she extended her wings and she glided down. She kneeled on the ground to catch her breath and placed her hand on her neck due to the pain. Shut up. Vivian was scared for her life and did as she was told. They stayed there for a few hours and they headed home. But before
That's
Vivian
funny.
opened the door, he spoke. If you tell your mother about any of this, you'll have a punishment. Understand? Why did I give them all why did I give them all trauma? I don't know. I gave them trauma because that makes the characters interesting.
This is
Vivian nodded and opened the door with the best smile she could muster. She's got an amazing quirk, Bella. Bella nods in agreement with him. Yeah, she does. Vivian kind of felt uncomfortable, so she excused herself from the room. The same routine went on every day. Bella wasn't home at the same time as Vivian. Her quirk was improving, but that didn't matter to him. Then it happened. While Bella was on a business trip, instead of taking her to the field as he normally does, okay, I was trying to think of a character I didn't give trauma to, but I don't have their life written out yet. So,
I'm really confused. So he's transitioning back.
I'm probably not gonna like read the entire thing. So I'm gonna
No.
It's a girl.
He dragged her to her bedroom. She did everything he asked, not wanting to get
Oh.
hurt,
They say
but she
trans
didn't
man,
know what was
that
ahead of her.
means born
After he
female.
finished
Okay.
that,
Yeah, okay.
she passed out. He left the house after covering her. And the next day, when Bella came home from her business trip, she saw Vivian sitting on her bed crying harder than when they lost moonlight. Sweetie, what's wrong? Vivian looked at Bella, tears still falling from her eyes. Dad did something to me. He said not to tell you, so I listened. But I didn't know it would lead to him taking advantage of me. Bella understood immediately and hugged Vivian, and later, when the front door opened to reveal the father, Bella's face showed immense anger.
Weird thing.
Sure. Sure he did. How could you? What do you... That... My daughter... Don't act innocent. Get out of my house now, or I'll call the police. I don't care about your stupid social status. He growled, but knowing she wasn't bluffing, agreed and left. Mommy, what's going to happen to me? Belly wasn't ready for that question from her 7-year-old daughter. Could become. So that's her backstory. Yeah. What'd you think I was gonna make her 18? Absolutely not. This is a backstory. She's not even at UA yet. Do you want me to read the next chapter, or do you want to go on to another backstory? It wouldn't have worked as well, okay?
Oh, it looks better.
That's the Persian rug. That's on the couch.
No, I'm asking because I want y'all, person and people in the chat to choose the backstory that I do, or whatever chapter, almost whatever chapter. I don't want to do this one because it's not finished, hence why there's no thing below it yet.
I don't care, but I don't want it.
I don't want it. I'm just laughing at it being canceled.
Not.
I don't affect this raises.
Yeah.
Okay, her dad. Okay, her dad technically was not made by me. It was actually made by my friend. And I'm pretty sure hers was a lot younger. So.
I'd get rid of this couch.
Anyway.
If we had one of these?
Oh, yeah.
Well, either she was younger or about the same age. One of the two. So.
Really that big?
Yeah,
You believe him?
we are a bit dark when it comes to.
I mean, yeah, in a heartbeat.
We're a bit dark when we create our characters. So would you? So, do you want to just continue her story or move on to the next one? Because I think her backstory is the worst one I've done so far, according to like trauma. So.
Single retired.
Move on.
There you go. Is that what you're looking for?
No.
She gets over her trauma, okay? Okay.
I have my man.
Also, I'd have them technically like aged up into like college age instead of UA high school. It's UA college. So that's another thing different in mine because things that I'll get to another time. Okay, so her name's a little hard to pronounce. A little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, Raylana. Made it up. Don't ask me where I found it. Because I don't even know. I don't know where it came from. Yes and no, but like too late. You're too late. You're too late. Anyway.
Have you in Iowa, you crazy woman?
I'm just gonna start it. Mom, Dad, the little girl exclaimed, going up to her powerless parents. What is it, Ray? The mother asked. Ray held up the small package of flower seeds. You got some seeds from school, sweetheart? The little Ray nodded excitedly. They said it was a test and a competition to see whose flower gets the biggest and prettiest overnight. The parents looked at each other with a hint of worry and hatred in their eyes. That's great, sweetheart. But you're all going to get the same result if you all do the same thing. Ray patted and nodded, then went and put the seeds in the pot. The mother prepared dinner, then it was served. The family ate and went to bed. Ray watered her flower and fell asleep quickly. The next morning, Ray woke up to find the flower was fully grown. No! Absolutely not. No, she's not. No, it's not. It's not. Do you want me to pull up a picture of the flower that I have in mind? Because it's really boring. Because it's not that. Okay. It's literally okay. Okay, no, wait, no. It's literally these. It's literally these things. Not what you said it was.
Oh.
It's an orchid. You can't even. It's not edible. It's also probably plastic. But in this world, it's not plastic. Okay, we're not gonna question the logics. So anyway, the next morning, Ray woke up to find the flower was fully grown. She gasped and went to her parents. The parents panicked and gave her a pot with just dirt to bring to school. She didn't question it, she instead just listened, going to school and seeing that other students had the same pot as her. No flower, just dirt from the looks of it. It's not, no. Cameron, stop, no. When she got home, her parents seemed on edge. They quickly took her to a shelter that she didn't even know about and told her to concentrate on things. She then realized what was happening, slowly connecting the dots. She was the legend, the one that would save her world from a great big monster. From that day forward, she distanced herself from people, trained, and practiced every day. When she was in middle school, and she was bullied for being called... Wait, no. No. My brain. You're literally the only one in chat right now. Don't even complain. When she was in middle school, and she was bullied for being the loner, as they called her. But it wasn't her choice. She was stressed, worried, terrified, and she was having trouble thinking straight through all her classes, as she knew the day of disaster. What? What am I writing? What is this? This is... The day of disaster drew closer and closer as every second passed. Goodness gracious. Why did I put a mouthful like that in there? That's dumb. Anyway, she walked through the halls of her school, then she was pushed into the nearby lockers. No one even batted an eye at what was happening. Her bully, Lucas, and his little group simply laughed as she sat on the floor, finally done right. Of course, the odds we'll ever see her report stating Hamlin suffered vaccination induced myocarditis. As she sat on the floor, finally done with her crap. She hadn't practiced much of her water powers, and she didn't have full control of it. It started raining heavily outside. The street by the school flooded and made its way up to the school building, flooding the halls, killing almost every one of her peers. She realized this when the rain stopped. The water in the streets went away in an instant. Ray teleported in a panic, closing her eyes. When she opened them again, she was in another world. There were people around her with powers, like her. She felt like she was home. Her worry seemed to fall off of her as she started to explore the new world around her. Am I still on Earth? She wondered as she looked at all the people with weird physical powers. No, she didn't know. She didn't mean it. Her excitement grew the longer she was there. At first, she was only going to stay a few days. Then days turned into weeks turned into months, and months into years. When she finally went back to her world, remembering the coming disaster. Remembering the disaster when she panicked, her world wasn't the same. The clouds were red like they were made of blood. The dark sky, darker than any black she could think of. And the moon was broken into pieces. She went to her old house to find her parents, gathered around the flower she grew when she was young. They were standing dust. She touched them and the wind blew their bodies away. Ray, after coming back down to Earth, thinking and hoping this was all a bad dream, broke down crying. The water from her tears watering the now dead plant. Ray touched the flower in front of her gently, and it came back to life from her touch. All she wished was that she could do that to everyone she let down. She cried for hours. When she had finally calmed down, she swore to herself she would never let this happen to any world ever again. She took her flower back to the New World, and she once again cried, knowing that everything was her fault. Not the bullies that she killed, not her parents who told her she was the legendary warrior, not the teachers who gave her the seeds. Her. She was the monster. Her head throbbing from crying so much, she closed her eyes as her last tears for a while slipped down her face. The house she worked for no longer felt like home. It felt like a prison because of how long it made her stay. But she knew she couldn't blame the house. It was her fault. She chose to stay here and explore. She chose to teleport away. The next day, she walked through the streets like normal after work, heading home. She wasn't aware of someone behind her until the person shot her back. She fell to the ground and coughed roughly. She used her power to get rid of the guy by simply blowing him away from her. She couldn't exactly move easily, but someone happened to pass by the practically abandoned street and called the police. Ray was sent to the hospital with no money or anything to help her pay. She was now in debt with all the crushing weight of her life in her new world that made her feel so happy before was now dark and gloomy and sad. She continued to work and also started a little bit of schooling since she was only in 8th grade now after all. She found living in Japan not so hard. She easily picked up on the language and wondered if that was also part of her power because she was supposed to save her world. However, the school system worked differently. It's only 3 years of high school and 4 years of junior high instead. No! Yes, I'm okay. I'm just stuffy. This is concerning.
Oh, look at this. You see how clogged it is? I am coming. Shut up, mother.
I am here.
I am here. I am Izuku Midoriya. Ah, yes, even the voice cracks are on point.
He says my book is concerning.
What else is new? Why?
Well, first off,
Ah, yes, the backstory. Tenant.
well, first off,
As one does.
and then this would kill a bunch of people. You know part of her backstory, but you probably don't remember her backstory.
No, I remember it was, have they learned who it was?
What?
Have they learned who done it? Who done the dude?
Oh,
Huh?
I don't know if she's looking sideways or straight at you.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I read her entire backstory.
Okay, yeah, cool.
I just highlighted the word and then moved past it. But yeah.
Ah, yes, the father figure.
Oh, he's
Okay. That's right. I think you probably saw it first. Actually, just
What up?
Yes, as one does. Anyway.
Nobody, me, has the voice of the corpse husband when she's sick.
As her life continued, she noticed she wasn't quite so happy
Pause.
anymore.
Pause. Someone said pause. Oh, man.
Okay, pausing.
Speed run. Speed run.
Stop
Dude, that is
it.
hilarious.
No. Speed run. Why are we pausing?
Mm.
It's
That is a real
hilarious.
question. As one does. Yeah, as one does. I mean, classic fanfic trope, right? Am I wrong? Or is that just the
Not the
mentally
fanfic trope.
or is that just the mentally unstable?
Well, I
He
mean,
just walks out like,
it did ask if I was
"Oh,
okay,
man."
then specified mentally.
Yeah. And he pulled it back over and he's in the road.
Oh.
Mentally, absolutely not. But yeah. Anyway, stop.
Fair. That's the mentality too. Mentally.
Yeah.
Am I reading that right? You're killing us.
Oh wait, where'd my music go, bro?
Thumper, you're killing us, Thumper.
Anyway, don't mind the yelling. I yell when I'm nervous.
Don't mind the yelling. I yell when I'm nervous. Might be. I'm not very
She
smart.
didn't have any friends, only people she knew. But that doesn't mean they knew her, of course.
Same.
She was the lone wolf once again, but this time not by choice.
Ah, yes, the purple boy.
Type do be hard.
Type do be hard. Face do be not good too.
Uh-huh.
Yes, my face still hurts. Wants to be screaming.
Anyway, she didn't mind being alone though. She was used to it. And at least she wasn't bullied for it this time. One day she
Keyword
saw some
is this
boys still
time.
in their class. Shh. Well, yeah, because last time she was bullied, and that's why she killed a bunch of people.
Who did?
Ray!
I didn't know she killed people.
In her old world, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Chilly, anyway. I'm never gonna let you live that down.
I will dump this bowl of foggy, gross mucusness on your face.
Then you will have to pay for anything it damages.
That's fair.
Hmm. And I don't think...
I'm saying base somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Well, you didn't have the power to kill people with water, sir. So don't even.
Yes, I am now the most manliest man.
And in her defense, she couldn't control it.
I don't think I've ever heard your voice.
She didn't even know she was doing it.
You've never
So,
heard my voice this loud.
Hush.
I feel like when you get sick, it doesn't.
Anyway, I'm going to continue.
I know for a fact
This actually
that
is
I
not
got
America.
one.
This is Japan.
And even this, I'm still raising it slightly.
Oh.
Like if we got to the point that Allie and I we were at yesterday, what?
One day, she saw some
We were at
boys still in their
yesterday,
classroom
where my
surrounded by
voice
one
was
other
just
boy.
relaxed, those who tried to raise
He had
it,
extremely
much
dark
slower
green
and
hair and a
more
black
fun.
uniform with yellow buttons, but everyone had that uniform, of course. Another boy had spiky blonde hair, the same uniform, of course.
Okay.
And that's probably adding.
Ray watched from the doorway.
Or like,
Oh
pitch.
gosh, now I have
That's
hiccups.
the lowest I can go with adding pitch. If I add pitch, it's up here.
Yes.
But up here.
Ray watched from the doorway as the blonde grabbed the notebook from the green-haired boy and used his power to blow up the notebook and throw it out the window. Ray quickly used the power of the wind to bring it to her and then walked into the classroom. You know you can't use your quirks on school grounds. It would be such a shame if word got out to UA that you were bullying someone. Blonde turned to Ray and didn't say anything, just gave an intense glare. The group of boys, including the blonde, left the classroom and Ray went over to the green-haired boy. Thanks, he stuttered out. Ray nodded, handed him his notebook, and left. So that's Aurelana's story. What did you think?
Electric recliner.
It took a lot longer than Vivian's because y'all kept complaining.
Too big, but why? Why are there lights on the couch? What's the point?
Lights on the couch? It's a vibe.
Do you have $700?
Heck yeah, that's a vibe, bro. 10 out of 10.
Not wanting to buy it. I just have never seen lights on the couch.
I have.
Yeah. My characters have a lot of issues. We haven't even gotten to the one that has no emotion. Pardon? Yeah, that's kind of why I don't want to do it. Let me Mm. Well, it's real, but I don't want to spend money on it, so I don't care. Anyway. So, do you want to do another backstory? Or do you want to go back to one of the actual lives? Like, after their backstory? Like, years later? Or what? More different trauma. How about, okay. Do you want the one with the least amount of trauma? I guess you could say less trauma, quote unquote. The most trauma? We've already had the one with the most trauma. That was Vivian. Third most. I think it would go, it would probably go Vivian, Ella, then Claire, actually, I guess. Actually, no. This one actually had great parents. This one's just different. We actually already had child abuse. He was literally about to choke Vivian. He was choking Vivian. Sure. It didn't totally go on for months. Anyway. No. 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 Okay, anyway, moving on. Okay. Why did I have an accent? Claire's backstory. Claire was adopted by her parents at a young age. Her sisters, the same. She doesn't mind, as she's known this from the beginning. Her sisters, Candy and Fiona, have quirks. Candy is made of candy and can use her power to power up others or stick villains to things. Fiona can conjure up any power from the song she listens to and can also use the music itself to attack villains, like Present Mike's quirk. Claire, however, didn't get any quirk. She had natural blonde yellow hair that could match the sun's bright yellow glow, and blue eyes commonly paired with blondes like her. She was fine with being quirkless. Her parents took her to school one day. They were driving in the car, and they had no idea of the villain running around. On their way, their path crossed the villains. The villain knocked out a telephone pole, and it landed on the front of the car, knocking out Claire and killing her parents. She was pretty injured, and while in the hospital healing, the doctors noted the changes in her body. As Claire healed, her hair slowly turned a light blue with orange accents, and her eyes were heterochromia in the same manner. She eventually grew wings as well, and no matter what her therapist said, she kept her emotions out of sight from anyone but herself and her sisters. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. There we go. Parents should listen. The telephone pole fell on them. They didn't know. She vowed to destroy the villain who destroyed her parents. Her eyes often glowed when she started to get annoyed and signaled she wanted to be left alone for a while. They did, as they were unsure exactly what kind of quirk she gained.
But he's still selling his cabinet.
Maybe they should. They were driving in the car, bro. They were at a stop. They were probably at a stoplight, okay? The doctors kept her for about 5 months, and then they let scientists take her and learn what kind of quirk she developed from the accident and what had possibly caused it. They tested and trained her every day to be a war machine. She couldn't do anything about it because they knew her weakness from their testing and studies. I need to get out of here. Just somehow, I need to see them again. Her powers start to go haywire, and the government people come in with the substance of her weakness, and she breaks it into pieces. The people panic and set off emergency alarms, and she breaks through her chains and escapes her room by short-circuiting the door panel. She escapes after about an hour and a half of fighting through weapons and guards, leaving the facility and heading back to her home city. However, everything had changed, and she wasn't sure where everything was or where her sisters were if they were still alive. I doubt they would even recognize me. She goes to just hide out in a random building. However, when she tries to enter, the gates close on her. Oh, wait. Goodness gracious. Freaking comma. When she tries to enter the gates, they close on her. Too tired from running and fighting for who knows how long altogether, she just sits against the wall, breaking down into tears. She cries herself to sleep outside of the gates, and in the morning when she woke up, there were multiple kids and adults in front of her. Ma'am, are you alright? You look very beat up. Claire wasn't sure how to respond to the man because she wasn't sure who she could trust. She could barely remember how old she was. I could use some help. The man holds his hand out to her and helps her up and keeps her stable, assuming her body probably felt pretty weak. Thank you, sir. Some students and a few straggling teachers helped get Claire to the school nurse, and the man who helped stayed with her. Aizawa, the nurse said as she left Claire alone in the room as he followed. This girl doesn't seem to have any sort of government file. She could be a villain or a legal immigrant of sorts. I'm sure we should help her.
Yeah, Psalm 1:1-3.
Aizawa looks at the door and then back at the nurse. I'm not sure, but a hero doesn't just let an injured person sleep outside when they could just be running from home, which could be a very bad one. The nurse sighs and nods. All right, I'll keep an eye on her, and you should ask her the questions. Aizawa reluctantly nods and they head back into the room. Hello, miss. I am Shota Aizawa. What is your name? Claire looks at him. Claire Pluto. The nurse involuntarily gasps and goes to her computer, quickly typing in the name. So, how did you get injured like that? Claire stays silent. Okay. What exactly is your quirk? He asks, moving past. I'm not sure. I wasn't supposed to have one. The nurse pulls up Claire's old files. You are 27 now, correct, Miss Pluto? Claire wasn't so sure, but she nods. You were missing for about 13 years after your parents had died and in a car accident. Claire immediately starts to glare. It wasn't a car accident. They died because of a villain. He knocked out a phone line and it landed on them. Sparks start sparkling along her wings. Claire, please calm down. Aizawa spoke. We are just trying to find out what all happened to you. I promise we are not here to hurt you in any way. Claire understood and figured out she was in the presence of heroes. She remembered their faces now and what their names were. Okay, after the crash, I was taken to the hospital where my quirk manifested into what I look like now. The doctors assumed it was something with the electrical charge and gas of the car getting into my system, making me develop this. Aizawa and Recovery Girl listened closely to the story, her typing it into her computer. At some point while I was there, the government came and took me. Aizawa then looks at Recovery Girl. I don't think this should be something to put in the report. Recovery Girl nods and stops typing. Claire knew she could trust them now. They trained me and forced me to do things I hated. I was being forced into being their weapon.
I know, right?
I then just escaped yesterday
Yeah.
and came here, but I have no idea where my sisters are or anything. I had to fight through almost the entirety of the security in that place, and I guess I was a lot more injured than I thought. Aizawa nods. Yes, you seemed like you had been through a lot, and now I see why. We can look for your sisters and see if you can live with them. If you do not find them now, then you can live with me for the time being and come with me to school every day. Claire wasn't sure if she should respond, as it seemed she had no choice. Aizawa took Claire out of Recovery Girl's office and showed her around the school so that she wouldn't get too lost. And finally, this is my classroom. There are students in there, so if it's too loud, just let me know. Aizawa spoke softly with his naturally raspy voice. Claire only nods and they both walk in. The discussion a big, muscled, blonde man was leading immediately stopped as they stared at Claire and Aizawa in the doorway. Claire broke the silence first, however. Do I have to let you know if I think it's too quiet? Aizawa sighs, holding back a smile and a laugh. A few students chuckle, though, and one with pink hair catches Claire's eyes. Oh, shoot. I messed up. No, wait, shoot, this is the wrong. Frick. Whatever. Too late. Don't want to go back and change it. Her legs start walking before she even realizes it. The pink-haired girl looks up at her confused. Fiona? Claire asked, concerned. Fiona's eyes widened. Claire? Where? What? How are you here? We thought you were dead. Fiona and Claire hug, reunited after so many years. Aizawa, now knowing that Claire's sisters are students at the school, realizes that Claire has to earn guardianship over the both of them. So your sisters are Fiona and Candy. He sighs. Claire was just relieved her sister was okay. Yeah, they are. Fiona starts touching Claire's hair. What happened? Why is it blue and orange now? Your eyes are too. What happened? Is this why we couldn't see you in the hospital? Claire laughs awkwardly. Long story, I'd rather not start right now. Claire looks around the room and realizes everyone is kind of staring. What? Let me just... Okay. Stop looking at them, Aizawa interjected. Everyone looks away, and Claire looks back at Fiona, who was smirking. Anyway, that's her story. It's not as bad as the rest. Or at least of the ones I've read so far. Lack of daddy issues. Hers was government problems, man.
Heard this from
Like
coffee's a laxative, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, do we want to do another backstory? Or do we want to do, a life? It's only 11:30, bro.
Yeah, you think?
Oh my goodness, why do I have so many mentions? You are not an old man. No. No.
First rule.
Oh my goodness gracious, no. Fucking no.
For about 100 times thicker.
What in the world? I'm older than you. You're not old.
He looks familiar, but I can't.
Bigger and bolder.
What?
David Milch.
Okay, that's not who I was thinking of, but okay.
Did you spell people wrong? Did you spell people wrong?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Because it's Let me check something really quick. Okay. Weird. Okay. For some reason it's not letting someone type in chat. I don't know why. Odd. I don't know why it's not letting someone chat. That's not something I can fix for so. This is not okay. Alright. Good night. I'ma be bored because there's no one to read to.
Yep.
And then maybe make a new account. Okay then. I don't know what to do now. Da, 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 da. Oh, that's an interesting meme that I can agree with. Alright,
Sorry.
what shall I read this time? You know what? I guess I could probably just read this one. I don't want to read this in front of people though. This is the dumbest one that I could have ever written. This one is better than this. Oh, I hate this one. I don't you know what, maybe I'll just read Polly's backstory. Or Nikki's. Nikki's is also a pretty good one. Polly or Nikki, which one? Or I could go back and read Vivian's life after her childhood and her UAs time and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. This is why I leave it up to chat to decide, bro. Let's see. What can I do? Let's see.
Dude, I'm glad you don't sleep in our room. They kick you out of Greenfield.
Imagine not knowing I'm
Oh, dude,
live.
it's annoying. I thought you were bad.
What?
You weren't breathing in front of your licking your chops or you doing something else.
I'm not. I'm just TikToks. I don't know. No, we're not. We're not gonna do that sound. We're not. No, we're not doing that sound. Sure, we're going with this, even though that's probably not true. Let's maybe turn it down actually, and cut it. Did I cut this out? Cut it.
Oh.
Okay.
Paper.
All right. Let me set this up. Don't. Not TikToks. Let me set this up really quick. Don't question me. I'm just existing. Now I can close this. Alright, so, okay. Now I'm hoping that, attention, I don't know. It's gonna...
First off, read what it says.
Okay. Hold up, let me go give my sister some meds to help with her sinuses real quick. And all right, I'm back. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna. I'll just read her back. I'll just read Polly's backstory this time. And have any comments? Just put them in chat. And enjoy, I guess. She's a little different. Polly Volon, the twin sister of Leon Volon. She didn't talk much because of her quirk. People thought she was a freak when she developed it and started to use it. Even her parents. As she grew up, she was an outcast, all because her quirk didn't let her laugh, smile, or cry, or get angry. She was numb to everything. She didn't understand emotions. She didn't understand her feelings. She just had this blank stare, rarely speaking a single word, not even an okay. She was just a blank space. She soon started hiding her face because her parents didn't want people knowing their kid was a freak. She always debated against that statement, saying, "I'm not a freak, I'm just odd." They didn't listen. She kept her mask on for years, only taking it off when she was at home or eating in a private or secluded area. Whenever she was alone, though, she hears these voices saying, "Make them feel how you feel. Make them suffer. They only think you're a useless freak. Run away." These voices became her conscience. It started when she listened to what the first said. Make them feel what you feel. She stole emotions and separated them out by positive, negative, and neutral. At first, no one knew it was her because of how far she strayed from everyone. One kid at a time started losing their emotions, then the teachers and others adults. She became obsessed with doing it. She wasn't sure what to do next. The second voice spoke the minute she looked at her parents. Make them suffer. She listened. All she left them with was sadness and desperation. They cried or begged. That's all they could do. Her brother Leon noticed what she was doing, but didn't think she'd ever go this far. "Polly, please, you have to stop. Give their emotions back, please." All she did was look at him, the same blank stare it's been her whole life. Her routine continued until just her brother had emotions in the school. The third voice spoke up. Run away. Since the school was dead, she left in the middle of the school day. She started walking around the streets collecting strangers' emotions. She came across this abandoned building after walking for so long. She entered to find a teen with shaggy blue hair and what she thought were fake hands all over attached to his body. He seemed to hear her enter and looked at her. He had red eyes and scars on his face. "Who are you?" he said with a scratchy voice. She stared with a blank face and spoke slowly and clearly. "I am Polly." "What are you doing here?" He continued asking her questions and she answered honestly. A new voice came from the dark. "Keep her. She may be useful," that new voice said. "She's 5 years old. There's no way." The teen started to protest and looked towards the voice, but was interrupted by them. "Keep her." The teen grumbled, "Yes, mister." He turned back to Polly. "So what can you do?" "I can take emotions and give them to other people or keep them for myself. I can make an emotion stronger if I give someone else's emotions to that person." She could hear the voices getting loud inside her head. She pulled the emotions out of her bag and held them out to the teen. "I'm Shigaraki Tomura. I can't wait to see how powerful you'll grow." Hers is 2 pages long. I don't like that. And then the actual story of her life is longer. But I do still want to add to I do want to add to her backstory, but I don't want to add too much. But then again, it's a backstory, and I mean, part of this is already on Wattpad, and I need to probably go back and edit a bit.
Shorts on.
Excuse me?
You have shorts on.
To me, you have shorts on. It's no
bad. You didn't have shorts on. More fun to sit here.
But it's so freaking cold down
Also,
here.
I'm never going to read these out loud. I will replace them with words of my own. These are literally just there for existing. Um, mm. Mm. Ooh, 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 I'll be honest, I don't really know what to do. Oh. I mean, I have been streaming for almost 2 hours. My voice is starting to get tired.
Oh.
Maybe I should just...
of pain that may find its way in. And if it did, I'd do the same all again. A witness flow of poetry in the ocean. And right along to my eyes met the lining of the sky. Fulfilled enough to never question why. And I showed myself upon my own reflection of a world I'm
Oh no.
that's affecting everyone. On the day I woke, I saw us all as one.
Oh.
And you yourself, you sang to me these lyrics as if they were written to the beating of my heart. But it's not my place to give advice to those who have their own lives. But I share with you the simple things I find. Oh, but still you held this message in your eyes. In a promise if I would express it, well, not knowing if I'm capable or if I would respond. On the day I woke, the sun
I don't know what to do. That's a mood. That's a mood, Tubbo. Let me see. Do, 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 do. You're probably not gonna.
I would have a heart attack.
Nikki's and Ella's are the only ones I haven't read yet. Ella's I don't want to read because it's not finished. I have a lot more planned for her, which you'll probably see later or eventually. I don't know. Nikki's is actually one of my longer ones now.
No, I didn't.
Nikki's is 54, is 5 pages long-ish. So I guess I can read this one and then I can finish out the stream so that all of you now know the backstories of my characters. Well, not all of my characters, but yeah, about 6 of them. 6 out of I don't know how many. Error. Yeah, no thanks. Okay. Here we go. Nikki's backstory, which I might change her name later for reasons. But
Never know.
here we go. Some water, actually, real quick. Nikki Polaris. Most of the time, never spoke a word, barely showed her face even, and never was one to fight for what she wanted. Her parents, famous magicians, however, were split up and had different families. Their quirks did help with their shows, but it was also pure magic. And as Nikki grew up, she learned how to master her quirk and also do regular tricks. Her quirk is illusion, and she often used it on her parents and sometimes in school. In high school, she met a dude with bright blue hair. He seemed to care a lot about animals and such. She often snuck out and followed him around a bit. She wasn't sure if he ever noticed, but she found out once he started talking to an animal. Oh yeah, this girl keeps following me around. Nikki audibly squeaks and hides around the corner. You can come talk to me. You don't have to just follow me around. Nikki slowly comes out. Shy? Nikki nods. Ah, well, that's okay. I get it. I used to be a little shy too. Nikki holds her hand out for him to give her a handshake, and he takes it. I'm Oboro Shirakumo. Nice to talk to you. I'm Nikki Polaris. His eyes widened at her name, like the Polaris magicians. Nikki nods. I see why you're shy now. You'd be a celebrity. Nikki nods from side to side, as if saying kinda. Well, maybe we should do an actual hangout sometime. Nikki nods excitedly. Okay. Tomorrow? Same time? Nikki nods once again. You're cute. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Nikki felt her heart flutter as he walked away. She went back home looking forward to tomorrow. The next day, she walked through school doing nothing wrong, doing her work, no pranks, no skipping. Her teachers thought it was quite odd. And when the day ended, she ran out and went to the meeting place to wait. But she had a hood over her head so as to not be recognized, because her parents planned on revealing her to the public soon. When her phone was pinged, she knew what that meant. She had to be extra careful of villains. She waited and waited and waited. He didn't show up. This made her worry because he didn't seem like the type to stand someone up. She takes her hood off and makes herself look like someone completely different. She walked around where he would go on his normal routes, home or practice. She didn't find him. She still looked throughout the night. Her phone was going crazy though. Her parents calling and texting her. She ignored it all. She had to take off her disguise as overusing her quirk would make her throw up. She accidentally walked into a villain's hideout and saw him. She went pale out of fear. Oboro. She wasn't sure what to do. She wasn't a hero. She didn't even have much of a useful quirk to save him even if she wanted to. The hero would take too long to get here. She had to do something. Something to distract him. Something to get them away from him. Oboro! She screamed desperately, catching everyone's attention. He looked over weakly. Nikki? A few of the villains surrounding him went after her, and some were trying to take Oboro out. Nikki quickly used her quirk to make the villains see she had a giant claws and wings. This made them all back off a bit, and they all left Oboro alone. She made her actual self invisible to the villain's eyes and goes to Oboro. Come on, let's get you out of here. Oboro looked at her with a little smile. Nikki, your illusion will disappear before we get close enough. Leave me. I'll be okay. I promise. Nikki shook her head no. We have to try. Please. Nikki, go. He uses his quirk to take her away. Oboro, no! This makes the illusion disappear and the villains go take Oboro away. No! No! When the cloud disappeared, she landed close to the ground on a building. Why would he refuse my help? She went home not caring if she was about to get scolded by her parents. She just felt guilty. Her parents did indeed scold her, and she went up to her room as she was now grounded. She grabbed a curling iron, let it heat up. Now she waited for that. She cried into her blankets and pillows. When she thought it had been long enough, she grabbed the curling iron and brought the hot part up to her neck. She let out a scream, soon cut short by the damage she was causing with the hair tool. Parents rushed up there and saw her holding the iron in her hand loosely at her side, tears falling down her face from both the physical and emotional pain. She knew she probably wouldn't be able to speak again. Her parents took her to the hospital and she was let out a few days later. The doctor said she wouldn't be able to speak for a few years or never again. Her parents asked why she did such a thing. She wouldn't write it down or give them a sign or anything. They weren't supposed to know. Nikki brought her parents back together. They were married again. This did make Nikki happy, but she still wanted to know if Oboro was truly okay. She smiled with them for the wedding photos, but it was all fake. Every day after the wedding, she would ask if she could go for a walk, and they said yes. And she would go to the meeting spot. This went on for years. She can now get a few scratchy noises out, but no words. While out on her usual walk, she saw a boy with the same blue hair as Oboro turn a corner. She hadn't seen his face, however. She turns the same corner and follows, but once he passed the spot, she grabbed his sleeve. Her eyes widened. What do you want, girl? Nikki quickly shook her head and ran. Weird. She looked at her feet the rest of the walk, taking alleyways every once in a while because of the paparazzi. She got tired after a while and sat down near an entrance of an alley, pulling out a book. She often felt like a Mad Hatter having this book that often wrote as she read. She heard footsteps coming from the alley beside her and just saw purple fog. She looked up at the purple fog. It was wearing a suit like a butler would, minus the jacket with the tail. It was more of a suit vest. The purple fog had bright yellow eyes that spread out with its fog. It looked down at her, its eyes widening. Its hand goes up to its head, almost in pain. Nikki stands, putting her book back. It passes out before it finishes its sentence. Nikki panics and attempts to catch it. Nikki hid it in the alley until it woke up, which was about 10 to 15 minutes later. It awoke with a groan and held its head. What happened? Nikki couldn't respond, but she looked over it, checking that it didn't hit the concrete too hard. Gosh, my head hurts. Nikki realized its voice sounded male and got a piece of paper from her bag to write on. Can you not speak? She shook her head and she quickly wrote her question and shouted, Am I a male? Yes. Why? She started writing again, and he stopped. Your neck. What? She quickly covered it and looked at the ground. He couldn't understand why he recognized her. Was she in the news? Did she get involved with the villains and heroes? He couldn't place it. Do I happen to know you? You seem familiar. Her eyes widened and she started to leave. He knew he was going to feel guilty for this, but he used his smoke to block the exit.
Oh, thank you.
He's
Took
the
me a
poor
minute, too.
gentleman that helped attack those students. How did I not realize? Nikki felt dumb for not knowing sooner. If you come with me willingly, you won't have to get hurt. But you have to keep your identity concealed in public by any means. She gets a small idea and writes it on her paper. I have to promise to help you find someone. Deal. Teleports them both to the hideout. So there's 6 out of my 7 backstories that I have. sorry, 6 out of 6 backstories that I have finished. And I'll call that a good stream. If you guys want another stream similar to me reading and such, and I have more, I will come back to this and continue reading this if you guys would like. This will be posted on my YouTube, and I might even post a TikTok about reading it and stuff. And yeah, I will see you next stream. Thank you for visiting my galaxy.